Hey guys, it's Alex, and here I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Welcome to the walkthrough video. I've had the Pro and now I have the Pro Max. I'm ready to share my thoughts on it. So let's dive right in. I'm going to talk about the phone, the body, everything. So let's put it down underneath the camera here and let's get to it. Hey, wait, before we start this, I forgot. Please subscribe. If you've been watching me for a while, or even if it's your first time here, this channel is all about tech and it's not showy. Maybe we used to be showy, but it's not showy. It's real people, real budgets, real tech. How does it feel? How is it practically to use? That's what we're doing. Hang on a minute. I got a smudge on the lens. Hang on a minute. Sorry, you were in my shirt. That was weird. That's so much better. This light was like glaring. So that's what we're all about here. Tech. If you enjoy that sort of thing and just being real, then subscribe. You're awesome. Thank you for watching. All right, so here we have the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Like I just said a minute ago, I had the 15 Pro because previously I had the 14 Pro. So I figured I'd upgrade to the 15 Pro, see if I like that or not. I was very unsure if I wanted to upgrade at all because it's not a huge upgrade over the 14 Pro. Really, the main thing was the USB-C port. The design change was nice. Titanium is nice. The lightness is nice. So like I said, I used the 14 Pro, or I'm sorry, the 14 Pro to the 15 Pro. I used the 15 Pro for almost 2 weeks before I decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to the Apple store. I'm going to exchange it while I still can because I'm curious about the Pro Max size. I haven't used a Pro Max size phone since the 10s Max. And after that one, I ended up switching to the 12 mini. So I went from big to small, and you can check that video out up in the corner here of the card. So I was all over the place when it came to phone sizes. So I was curious to see how the Pro Max has evolved over the years, with everybody saying that the size of the size of the device has actually gotten smaller. The screen size has stayed the same, but the device size has gotten smaller. With bezel shrinking, it's lighter than it has been since the 10s Max, since the 12 Pro, I believe. So if there was a time to try it, this would be the year. So I figured, okay, I'll give it a shot. My frustrations with the 15 Pro and even with the 13 mini, the 12 mini, is that sometimes it would feel too small. And I am a small phone fan. Believe me, I am a huge fan of the mini models and just the regular 6.1-inch Pro size models. They just feel right in the hand when you're holding them. Unfortunately, I don't have one here to compare with me, but something about the ergonomics, right? And I've made videos and talked about this in the past, that when you're holding them, they just feel good in the hand. I'm sorry, my camera's zooming here. I'm trying something new, so bear with me. Um, they feel good in the hand, right? You can one hand type with them. Everything's great. But there were sometimes that I found myself just wishing for a bigger phone. Specifically when I pull it out and I go to two-hand type a message, or if I need to craft a long email, it's frustrating for me to do on such a small screen. Or sometimes I would wish for a bigger battery. So between those two things, I'm charging the battery, and sometimes I feel frustrated using the thing. I'd rather just not use it and use my computer, which to some people is a bonus. To me, it's not. I run a business half the time out of my pocket. I need to be able to comfortably use my device and rely on it day to day. And so that's why I decided to go with testing out the Pro Max. And it was an adjustment. I'm not going to lie. It is a bit wider. It's a bit taller. So it took a few days to get used to. I think I'm about 4 or 5 days into using it now, and I'm finally used to the size. I've been using it caseless this entire time and screen protectorless. I have some ESR protectors coming today or tomorrow, so don't worry there. That's been well well taken care of, I assure you. Um, but as far as the size goes, I wasn't too deterred by the size. I have a 14 Pro Max actually that's recording. You can actually see it in the reflection right there. Right, that's the camera that I'm using to record this video. So the 14 Pro Max is up top recording this, so I can actually hold them side by side, and there's a huge difference. This one is so much more comfortable to hold. It doesn't dig into the hand. I can comfortably grip it and use it, and it's slightly smaller, much lighter. The 14 Pro is a sharp brick, and that's exactly why I didn't go with it, and why I'm sorry, the 14 Pro Max is a sharp brick. The 14 Pro is also a sharp brick. So I am much happier to have this lighter form factor here. But like I say, as far as the size, I got used to it. My hands are not small by any means. They're not huge, but I mean, they're like that. I don't know if that tells you or not. Like, I can hold this phone, no problem. I can wrap my hands around it, touch my fingers, no problem. This is the Pro Max. Like, I can hold it and I can easily reach across the screen, do the little gymnastics. I can I can reach all four corners fairly easily, just moving it around in my fingers a little bit. It's not too bad, honestly. Like I say, I use the mini, I use the pro, so I'm used to those sizes, but using this has not been a huge issue for me. I can reach whatever I need to, I can type a message, I can do whatever. There's no limitations that I feel like I've encountered as far as the size goes. It's about a good size for me. It's just taken some getting used to. In the pocket, doesn't feel much different. I have rather deep pockets, physically, not metaphorically. I wish. But so in the smaller phones, they would tend to go down in the pocket and then turn sideways as it tends to do. But this one, not so much. It's kind of stays put. I feel it more in the pocket, but it doesn't really bother me all truth be told. So not really a big issue. As far as the type testing, I'll pull up a note here. Okay, this is a test note. And I'm, of course, typing at a weird angle. Max, right? You know, typing with, oh, no, of course, yeah, now I'm going to mess up. Typing with one hand. It's not a big deal for me. I can always tap the microphone if I need to also. So I appreciate having the two-handedness. The width is just about right. My fingers don't get cramped next to each other where they did on the Pro, where it's like a little bit tinier. And this is like more comfortable for me. So I actually appreciate that. I've been so back and forth on the Pro versus the Pro Max. And there's a gazillion videos out there. But this is just kind of my overall thoughts and experience. Nothing super scientific. If you want to see benchmarks and you're all nerdy about all that, you're watching the wrong channel. I'm sorry. But this is more about how it feels to use from an average user perspective than it does, from a geek perspective. Like it's fast. The 14 Pro is fast. The 13 Pro is fast. The 12 Pro is still fast. If you're considering upgrading from a 14 Pro, I did. It just depends on what's important to you. The photo quality, the speed, the weight, everything factors in. For me, I mean, making videos, it's going to make my video life so much easier on this channel to be able to film with that USB-C port. I appreciate the new 5X camera, which I haven't gotten a huge chance to test out yet. I think I'm going to appreciate it a lot more than the 3X. But overall, just the size for me. Like I say, I've been down the mini route and the small phone route of like, okay, I'm going to try to reduce my phone, reduce my screen time, reduce these things. And it just, to me, it caused more frustration because I'm trying to run a business. Obviously, I have this channel, which is very part time. And so my phone is a tool. I'm using it. If I'm going to pick it up, I expect to be able to use it comfortably, be able to do what I need to do on it. Done. On the smaller phone experience, I just felt more frustrated about battery dying. I felt more frustrated about the size was not quite right, or I just put it away and I'll just deal with something later. This is like, yeah, the screen is big and it has the ability to distract more, but it also is like when I pick it up, I feel confident that I'm going to be able to get done what I need to get done. Even though the software experience is the exact same, mentally, it's just easier to be like, okay, I can think a little bit better on a bigger screen. I can see, I don't feel cramped. Um, that's that. My action button is set to my camera at the moment, but I did set up a fun shortcut that I will share with you in a moment. Hey, how's it going? Let me find that real quick. All right, so this is my kid's favorite shortcut on the phone. Keep in mind, I am a father to two boys that are all boy, and so this is my shortcut of choice on the phone when I'm not in public and I'm not afraid of it going off. It gets me every time. It's hilarious. Here, I'll put up to the microphone for you one more time. Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, super simple. I just found that on YouTube and created a shortcut for it. It lives in my files. So all it does is just play the file. It's great. My kids love it. My wife rolls her eyes at me every time, and it's hilarious. I love it. So that's what I use the action button for currently. Maybe I'll find something more useful for it. Like I said, otherwise it's the camera, and I'll set up some shortcuts in the future. But basically, that's my 2 cents on my experience with using this phone. It's not been as big of an issue as I thought it would be, honestly. Going to the Pro Max, it's bigger in my head than it was in reality. Um, so I actually really like it. I feel like if I were to downsize, I would gain the ergonomics and I would gain like, oh, I could put it in my pocket and be able to carry it around easier and whatever. It's like I don't have a phone to keep in my pocket. I have a phone to be able to use it when I need it, rely on it, have battery, have good camera, have the comfortability of a screen to type on. That's what the Pro Max is for me. So, all that to say, those are my thoughts, my 2 cents on the Pro Max, on the 15 Pro Max. This isn't necessarily a video whether or not you should buy it. I can make more a video about that later, talking about it. But this is more specifically why I went from the Mini to the Pro Max. I know a lot of you guys are Mini fans. You've watched a lot of my videos in the past, and I am right there with you. I love the Mini phones. They always hold a special place in my heart ergonomically. I just love them. I'm so tempted every single day to like still order 13 Mini and just be like, you know what, I'm going to use it. I'm going to jump into it. But realistically, it just doesn't fit my needs like this does, which is a shame because I think the small phone space is really good and Apple shouldn't stray away from that. But as somebody, like I said, that owns a business that relies on this every day as a part of my workflow, as a tool, I film with it, I can edit with it, I do all of these things with my phone. I need to rely on it, and just the mini form factor doesn't cut it for me. So that is it. And that is my 2 cents on the 15 Pro Max. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on it. Let me know what you want to see next. I'd love to make more content about this phone specifically. I can even compare it to the minis, compare it to the 15 Pro. Happy to do it. So let me know what you guys want to see. Excited to be back in the saddle once again. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.